Growing concerns over the future of the economy and personal finances have pushed aside, at least for some, the drive to save our environment. But there is a way to save energy and money, and that's the focus of tonight's NewsHour Insight. Here's Deb.
Well, Chris, we all know that the best way to save both energy and money is by making changes at home. And while those changes can cost you up front, government rebate programs can help you pay for them. Tonight, as we begin a special series on reducing our individual carbon footprint, Samantha Falk shows us how to go green and save green.
If you want to find out how energy efficient your house is, you call a man like Peter Wright.
Hello, Mr. Foster.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Peter Wright from Amerispec Home Inspection. I'm here to do your energy audit.
Assessing a home's efficiency is a pretty thorough process. He starts on the outside, measuring every centimeter, every strange angle. He needs an accurate square footage to begin his calculations and eventually make recommendations to the homeowner.
I've lived in this house for 20-something years, and the furnace is even older than that. Possibly in the depth of winter, the old furnace will go kaput.
In this case, the furnace is the homeowner's main concern, and it is an important part of this assessment.
You know, as they get older and if they're not properly maintained, you know, the efficiency drops quite significantly.
But the furnace is just the beginning. Peter also peers into every nook and cranny.
Well, he definitely needs more insulation up there.
From the attic on down to the crawl space and everything in between.
So that is a good start. It's insulated in the crawl space. The attic insulation needs to be upgraded. The heating equipment is getting older.
But the most shocking thing about this house is the amount of air that is escaping through doors and windows and cracks. Peter conducted a pressurization test and found some chilly surprises.
Do you want to put your hand over that? Yeah. Okay, so you can see your existing windows are fairly drafty. If we were to take all those little leaks that I showed you when we were walking around, if we were to add them all together and make one big hole, it would total 1,600 squared centimeters.
Really?
So it's a fairly huge hole. Down near the bottom you can feel.
In fact, it's as if Mr. Foster has a window wide open all the time.
So just standing here, I can feel air coming down through from the attic.
If Mr. Foster wants to make any of the recommended changes, there are government rebates available to help offset the cost. Although many of the upgrades will pay for themselves over time as heating bills go down.
Oh, yeah. I would think that over the years there would be a considerable saving, for sure.
But certainly there is some air movement.
Plus the fact that
that window
it'll save energy and maybe the environment will also.
And again, you can see the air moving around the top corner here and around the bottom.
If you'd like to have a home assessment done on your house, the government will pay half the cost. You can find an inspector through the Live Smart website, and you can find a link to it on our website at globaltvbc.com under links in the news. But, you know, if you're not interested in giving your house the once-over, tomorrow night we'll look at some of the quick changes that you can make, from big ticket items such as hybrid cars to little things like changing the way you shop for your groceries. We'll look at the simple things you can do right now to reduce your carbon footprint. And Chris, that's tonight's Insight.
It might be getting lost in all the recent noise about the global financial crisis, but the need to reduce our carbon footprints is as powerful as ever. And that brings us to NewsHour Insight and Jill Kropp. Jill.
Chris, there are many things you can do to reduce your personal carbon footprint, everything from the car you drive to the food you eat. And a welcome bonus is the fact you're not just saving the planet, but potentially saving yourself a ton of money as well. Samantha Falk now with more on how you can go the extra mile to make a difference.
Delivery day at Small Potatoes Urban Delivery, or SPUD, and the bins are getting topped up with fresh organic produce, almost all of which is from BC or close by.
SPUD buys local first. Those products actually travel less of a distance to get to us. So when we look at like the average product going to a regular grocery store, studies show that it travels about over 2,000 kilometers to get there.
SPUD products travel significantly less than that to get to your home. More than 60% of the products it offers are local.
Hello, Spa Delivery. How are
And although that's what initially motivated Roxy and her husband Bruce, in the year they've been getting Spud, they've found another advantage.
Reducing the carbon footprint is good, and that's certainly a nice part of it, but the convenience of not having to go out and buy food all the time and be able to order it on an evening and have it arrive on a Wednesday was, I think, the biggest single impact.
Hazelnuts are from the Fraser Valley.
Eating organically and locally isn't the only way to reduce your carbon footprint. Environmentalist Guy Dauncey says there are many other things you can do.
A good cloth bag with a villain inside it. The plastic bag, no, we don't want the plastic bag. We have the villain, the plastic water bottle. No, we have instead the good solid aluminum water bottle.
Another is to say no to junk mail. It's estimated each adult Canadian gets 20 kilograms or more than 40 pounds of junk mail a year. And avoid styrofoam containers. Not only are they made from chemicals that do not biodegrade, in tests it was found polystyrene leaches from the containers and into the food or drink, and then into your body.
One of the easiest ways to reduce your carbon footprint is to bring a reusable cup. Now, you may not think getting a takeout coffee is a big deal, but if you get one every day in a year, you will generate 10 kilograms or 21 pounds of garbage, not to mention hundreds of non-biodegradable plastic lids. So, bring a cup.
So this is our 2-passenger model. This one has the optional back.
And if you really want to reduce your carbon footprint, the biggest impact you can have is by changing your method of transportation. This is the Chrysler GEM electric car.
It's a 72-volt system, so you have...
It runs entirely on electricity, no gas.
The low-speed vehicle costs 30 cents to charge. It's less than a penny a kilometer to drive. Annually, it's costing you about $113 in energy to drive.
It's like a golf cart.
Yeah.
But unlike a golf cart, you can drive this car up to 40k an hour. It does fine on hills. Vancouver and Oak Bay are the first two municipalities in BC to approve the electric car for use on city streets, but more are coming. And it definitely gets some attention wherever it goes.
Wow, that's a nice little car.
Well, I think they're great. I read about them on the internet a while back. And I think the application's tremendous, absolutely tremendous.
Would you consider buying one?
I am considering buying one.
That was so much fun.
That was great.
I'll tell you.
So just the
And if you're interested in learning more about electric cars or Spud, we have put links to their websites on our website, globaltvbc.com, under links in the news. And tomorrow in our ongoing series about reducing your carbon footprint, we'll head back to class and show you some of the innovations in the greenest school in Vancouver. We'll also show you the future of sustainability in Canada and what some students are doing to make a difference.
So to reduce the amount of plastic bags used, it's great for everyday use, going to the grocery store, for library, school, anything pretty much. A lot of students, they hear the word green now, so it's kind of a great way to get the topic and the conversation started.
And that's probably a good idea, Chris. Get them started when they're young, and it just becomes a habit.
That's right, a whole new generation. Thank you very much. Our special series on sustainability looks into the future and how our children are leading the way. And here's a suitably attired Jill Kropp now with NewsHour Insight.
You know what, Chris? I wasn't even thinking green when I got dressed today, but it is no secret that children are generally more interested in the future of the environment than your average adult. Now, of course, they have a lot more at stake. Conservationists are counting on children to pressure their parents to make changes for the better. And to that end, they're being taught how to take charge and hopefully lead the rest of us into a clean new world. Samantha Falk reports.
And it takes a long, long time for coal, oil, and gas to be produced. So once it's gone, it's gone.
Students at Lord Roberts Elementary are learning about climate change.
List at least 3 ways to save energy in your home.
They're playing a game designed to inspire discussion.
The earth is changing and we don't take care of it.
Like the polar bears, like their ice is melting. The earth is getting much more warmer.
We don't take care of it soon. All the ice will melt down and it'll come everywhere.
4, 5.
Dozens of these climate change workshops are now being held across the province.
Climate change.
Part of a program funded by the BC government to give kids the tools they need to make greener choices.
At this age, children are very very inclined to go home and tell mom and dad that they're not doing things quite right, you know. So there are all kinds of success stories from kids coming back who've made deep change in the household.
Bathroom, that's right. It uses about 65% of the water in your house.
So this is the rainwater catchment reservoir. It's got,
Conserving water was just one of the many goals of the brand new Charles Dickens Elementary. This is the water catchment basin, where all the water for toilets and taps is collected. And this green, state-of-the-art school is a big change from the way Charles Dickens used to be. The old brick is gone, replaced by the most sustainable building materials and design available.
You can see on a day when the sun was at a higher angle earlier in the day, you'd be completely shielding those windows from direct sunlight.
The design minimizes blinding sunlight in the classroom while still maximizing natural light. The gym is made from recycled rubber.
Okay, we're going into the mechanical space in the basement of the school.
And the building is heated and cooled using geothermal technology. The new Charles Dickens is the first school in Vancouver to be built to the highest environmental standards, and it is now the model for the future.
I'm looking for the corner that doesn't have any food in it. And then
also helping to shape the future are the students at Kitsilano Secondary. Students here started an environmental club, and now the school has an extensive composting program.
Okay, so basically you've got the food in there.
They've also manufactured their own reusable shopping bag.
So these bags, they're designed by students in the ecology class.
Proceeds from sales go to funding other environmental projects, but it's not really about the money.
A lot of students, they hear the word green now, so it's kind of a great way to get the topic and the conversation started.
The Environmental Club also helped expand the school's recycling program.
People are starting to realize that youth do have a lot of good ideas, but I think as a whole, young people are definitely more involved and interested in these issues because it will affect them ultimately more than adults.
Now, earlier this week, we showed you how homeowners can get their house tested for energy efficiency to find out how many leaks and cracks are robbing you blind. Well, tomorrow night, a program to help businesses do the same. The business sector has always been interested in cutting costs, but in the current financial climate, climate control is a bigger concern than ever. Tomorrow night, we'll tell you about a program that can help businesses go green and save green.
At home, I've been changing all of my light bulbs to compact fluorescent. I've started doing that in the office to get rid of the quartz lighting. And then when it came to this shop space, changing the fixture, getting a lower wattage configuration makes sense.
Which would be... It sure does, and that's coming up tomorrow night. Chris, that's Insight for tonight.
There seems to be a lot of pressure on homeowners to save energy and money by cutting consumption, but what about the carbon footprint of our business community? That's the topic of tonight's NewsHour Insight. Here's Deb.
Well, Chris, anyone who owns his or her own business knows that energy costs are a big part of the monthly outlay. And while businesses that lease space are somewhat limited as to what they can do, again, there are some simple ways to save money and the planet. And as Samantha Falk reports, there's even a free program to help get you started.
This right here is a discriminator, and it tells me what kind of ballast is powering these bulbs. Red means bad, green means good.
Fabulous.
And red means bad.
Nice.
It's not exactly what this small business owner was hoping to hear. He's having an assessment done by PowerSmart, looking for recommendations as to how he can upgrade his lighting and heating.
So you might want to stick with a comparable wattage.
At home, I've been changing all of my light bulbs to compact fluorescent. I've started doing that in the office to get rid of the quartz lighting. And then when it came to this shop space, changing the fixture, getting a lower wattage configuration makes sense.
This is our conservation method.
The representative looks at everything, although the focus is on lighting because it accounts for 40% of a business's energy usage.
Again, another exit sign.
And yeah, it's amazing. They fool you by the cover. You don't realize that it's a regular bulb.
The technology has...
We all know these changes are the right thing for the planet, but they also can be the right thing for a business's bottom line.
An 8-foot.
Paybacks can be as small as a couple of months. If you're talking about exit signs, as we saw here today, it can be maybe 6 months that if a customer makes that change, it can be paid off long before the year is out. And those projects can last up to 10 or 15 years.
Then there are businesses who, from the start, set out to have the smallest carbon footprint possible. At Spud, an organic grocery delivery business, it's part of their mandate.
We have 100% recycled paper. We compost in our kitchen. We, have changed our lighting. We're shutting off our computers at the end of the day.
Spud also buys carbon credits to offset the emissions from their delivery trucks.
Here we have 3 different systems.
The Vancouver Aquarium has also gone to great lengths to go green. Its new building has a green wall that intakes water for the low-flush toilets. It also has an energy-efficient elevator and geothermal heating.
So there's definitely nothing down here I can recommend just simply because of the age of the building. It's already like top of the line.
But other parts of the aquarium are older, so staff still wanted a PowerSmart assessment to see if there was anything they could be doing better.
So a few things we found. First of all, in the Canaccord exhibit, there was some MR16s that were potentially 50 watts. You guys can look at going to a 35-watt bulb for those.
And whether a business is big, like the aquarium, or small, the changes can have an amazing impact, and not just on the environment.
One, if we have inadequate lighting, we're going to make errors. And if we are able to save on electricity, then we're saving on our monthly bills.
The PowerSmart Energy Management Assessment is free for businesses, and if you'd like more information about it, you can go to the BC Hydro website, and you will find a link for that on our website under Links in the News. Now, tomorrow night, we are going to put some prominent British Columbians on the hot seat. We're going to talk to Gordon Campbell, among others, and ask them how they're trying to reduce their carbon footprint. Are they walking the walk?
Well, about 2 years ago, we decided that if we were going to talk about the things that we care about in this on the planet, that we had to actually start to act on that. So Nancy and I both decided to buy hybrid cars. I'll tell you, it's made a huge difference. Nancy commutes to Squamish, and she figures she travels 3 times as far and half as much gas. So it made a big difference to her, and it hopefully makes a difference to the amount of emissions we have as well.
So we'll see what the prominent British Columbians are doing tomorrow night, Chris.
Lowering our carbon footprint and adopting a more sustainable lifestyle. It may be the greatest challenge facing any generation, and some prominent British Columbians are rising to meet it. From a top soccer player to our top politician, they're making little changes in their lives that they hope will add up to something big. Samantha Falk explains.
When you think of Martin Nash stirring it up, it's not usually because he's composting.
Martin Nash, nice little poke through.
The Vancouver Whitecaps player is best known for stirring it up on the soccer field. But it turns out the field isn't the only green in his life. Nash and his family have really tried to lessen their carbon footprint. They've switched all their bulbs to compact fluorescents and gone to great lengths to conserve power.
We've got the power bar connected here so that the only thing that stays on is the PVR. Obviously, if you turn that off, you won't get your shows. But we've done that, and some of the light sockets we've put inserts behind them to stop air leaking out.
They dry their clothes on an old-fashioned clothesline when the weather permits, and on an indoor clothes horse when it doesn't.
The dryer uses a lot of energy, and every little bit helps, and it's something we don't mind doing. It's actually kind of enjoyable hanging the washing out and bringing it in at the end of the day.
And the family car is, of course, a hybrid.
We spend less on fuel than this, a lot less than the car we had previously. We noticed that, and we get a lot more mileage on it than we did in our previous car.
I can tell you, well, you listen when we stop. There are times when you wonder whether the car's going.
Another big fan of the hybrid is the Premier. He and his wife Nancy both bought hybrids 2 years ago, and they love them.
I'll tell you, it's made a huge difference. Nancy commutes to Squamish, and she figures she travels 3 times as far and half as much gas. So it made a big difference to her, and it hopefully makes a difference to the amount of emissions we have as well.
I can't tell you how generous Governor Schwarzenegger has been, and the people of California.
As the Premier, he's been preaching the green message for years and really believes if everyone just does a little to conserve, it can add up to a lot.
Let's use compact fluorescents. That makes a big difference in our house. It'll make a big difference across the province. If everyone used 5 compact fluorescent bulbs in their 5 most used lights, we'd save enough to power every NHL stadium for 63 years. It's an incredible amount of power that you save.
You can't just do everything all at once. It's a gradual process, and you can't just do things that change your complete lifestyle. You slowly got to get into it and do things that don't change your lifestyle drastically, but every little bit you can do helps.